thank you once again for joining me today for the second Path of Ascension fight for Mad Mortimer on Humility. We'll be doing this with Kleia. We've already chosen him at our soul mirror, so you'd come over here, Mad Mortimer, come over here to Humility. For this, we are going to be using the braziers. I'm going to go ahead and get those lit. I'm going to choose Kleia, and I'm going to take the File of Serenity. And of course, we're not doing any kind of cheese as far as the medallions or anything goes, so we can go ahead and we can do the full set. So we can go ahead and equip all 5. What we are, however, going to do is another different type of cheese method that is direct for Kleia. So for the fight, of course, you have Ordum, Immer, and Mort. We're going to be fighting all 3 of them, but Ordum is the red one. He does Burning Glob, which will stack Fiery Veins on you. Once it hits 10, it will, of course, give you an AoE damage to the target that you're directly attacking, to anything around it. And he also summons slimes. Now, they can, of course, be clipped in that. We won't be doing that because we're going to be stacking things and killing things, so we want to make sure we have as much stuff active as possible. The second one is Immer, who's going to be doing Fervent Fever. He does a charge, so he's going to do a little train emote, and he's going to charge to a location. You want to avoid where he hits, and don't be in his direction either. And it will leave slime puddles on the ground, or poop puddles, whatever you want to call it. And if you step in those, that will also give it to you as well. Fervent Fever stacks up to 10 times, and if it hits 10, it becomes uncontrollable vomiting, and you'll walk around going blah, blah, blah. It's not good. You'll take a lot of damage. You can drop it by using the ice circles from Mort. You just do that, and right as it's about to hit 0 seconds, you step in there, you'll lose it. You can step back out. Now for the blue one, he slowly walks around. He does circles of frost around the area that he drops circles of frost. And if you get hit with that, it stacks freezing, which at 10 becomes frozen, and it will slow you down. And then, of course, once you're frozen, you're stuck in place. For Kleia, of course, we want to stack, so that way we can hit as many as we can with Ascended Strike. We'll be keeping Keen Insight up because it basically gives you a retaliation against any attack that hits you, so it helps maximize your damage. We'll be using Leap of Faith to slow down the blue more so, but we'll also be using it to slow down the green when he's nearby, so that way we have a little bit more time to DPS. And then Archon's Blessing, we're going to use our first one for the first slimes, and we're going to use that to just chew through both Ordum and Immer. Because we're going to, by the time he does that, he's going to get the blue one up. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to pull the red slime from here to directly behind the green, because I want the green to charge into this pillar first, so that way they're still stacked up. I can continue DPSing them after the spawn. I'm going to get them then to charge this way into this pillar, and then I'm going to get them to charge back into this pillar, so that way once again they're stacked up. By this point, we should have the blue one coming over here, and then we'll do green this way, back into the pillar, so that way we can get them all around this pillar, maximizing our damage with Kleia. But the cheese tactic that we're going to use here is if you come over here to any one of these 4, all you have to do is simple attack, ring the bell just like I did, and that way you can also leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitch at _Dab86. Now, we slap that mob, and what's going to happen is we're going to come down here. It's still targeted up here for us, because as long as you don't click off of this target, you will continue generating energy. So you do not need to use the turnip for this fight at all with Kleia. You will just be generating energy. You don't even need the Charm of Focus for this. The reason I took the Charm of Focus, though, is because it's going to help us get more energy during the fight. So once we've got 100% energy, it will allow us to use our Archon's Blessing for that first slime pull when he summons his first adds. He should do 3 Burning Globs before then, but we're going to open up by leaping to him and kiting him over right behind him here. And of course, we'll hit Keen Insight, so that way Keen Insight is up right before he summons his add. So we'll use Keen Insight, we'll Archon's Blessing, use Keen Insight again because it will instantly cool down, allowing us to kill the slimes, getting the huge crit buff from Kleia, because that's what it gives you with Keen Insight. But of course, and then of course, why we're like that, our Ascended Strike will be doing tons of damage to both of them. We should be able to eat through almost 50% of his health within the first 30 minutes. Or not 30 minutes, 30 seconds, I apologize. So we're almost there. Okay, we got our energy. We're going to go ahead and we're going to There you go. And that is Kleia or Mad Mortimer. Just make sure to maximize your stacking for the cleaves there. Avoid, if you get the debuff, make sure to also jump into the blue. And a lot of that I want to also attribute, thank you so much to Ortholamus, if I'm saying it right, for a lot of the tips and tricks that he gave me yesterday, why we were also testing the fight out. So that way we could maximize our potential DPS there with Mad Mortimer. So a lot of that is courtesy of Ortholamus. Ortholamus? What you going to call him? Orth. So make sure if you see Orthon, thank Orth.